Lots of medical experts have come out looking at that video and saying it's just impossible for someone who's literally 9 months pregnant and about to give birth to dance in that way.
She craves attention, but ultimately everything is about attention, and that was just another example of that.
Yeah. 2025 was the year that Meghan Markle thought she was going to finally put to rest all of this speculation in regards to her pregnancy. But when she released a video of herself, filmed apparently in hospital just before the birth of one of her children, dancing like a maniac, indeed what happened is that lots of prominent commentators, including Megyn Kelly, said, actually, this does look like a moon bump to me. So it was a massive own goal. God forbid we do have to watch this video again.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for way too long. Now tell the DJ turn it off. Turn it off.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop it down, down low.
drop,
Drop it down, down low.
drop,
Drop it down low. Do the baby mama when I step out on the floor. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, oh. Hit the baby mama when I'm stepping through the door. Yeah, I'm pregnant, but I got an ill flow. Tryna make some money, buy some huggies from the store. S to the T-A, double R-K, to the E-I-S-H-A. And I don't play, doing my way. Preggo, but I'm still doing moves like Beyonce. Yeah, I said I'm pregnant. Give the child support and pay my rent. Your opinion is irrelevant, cause I'm a baby mama. I can do just what I wanna. Turn up.
If she a baby mama, she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop it down low.
drop,
Drop it down, down low.
drop,
Drop it down low.
I'm just watching Ben Habib's face. Dominic Frisby, look, this was in Los Angeles, of course, because it was when she was pregnant with Lily, the second baby. There's a whole load of consternation about what actually went on with Archie. I was covering that birth. It was all very odd. And, you know, the official announcement was that she was in labor when, in fact, she was already back to Kensington Palace. They didn't use the Royal Hospital. They didn't use the Royal Doctors. So this video was clearly released to sort of say, hey, I was definitely pregnant. Here I was. But it was one of those massive own goals because, indeed, this moon bump theory, which people like me and Lady Colin Campbell have spoken about for a long time, all of a sudden went mainstream because you had Megyn Kelly and others talking about it.
What is moon bump theory?
Well, basically, it suggests that Meghan didn't actually give birth to these children and that she was wearing a prosthetic bump. And of course, lots of medical experts have come out looking at that video and saying it's just impossible for someone who's literally 9 months pregnant and about to give birth to dance in that way.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm speakers. I became a granddad about a month ago, and my daughter-in-law and my son, thank you, they both live with me. And, you know, in the last couple of weeks when it's due to drop, the mum is just so desperate to get the baby out. And, you know, Millie, my daughter-in-law, you know, there are all sorts of weird exercises that you're told to do, and probably the name of whatever she was twerking. Is that twerk? I don't even know.
Twerking is when you wiggle your bottom.
Well, she was kind of wiggling her bum.
It's called a slut drop. And this was the baby mama dance, which was a bit of a trend.
Well, so maybe she was doing all of that to try and, you know, get the thing out. I will say this about her. She like I grew up in a theatrical family. I've just known so many women like that over the years. She just is an actress.
Yeah.
She's just a pure actress, and everything she does, like I actually thought she was dancing quite well. And I was surprised at how good a dancer even Harry was, assuming that was Harry. And
yes, it was. That was Harry. We can confirm that.
But
one.
I thought, I looked at that, and now I don't believe she goes to like whatever clubs that you would go to where people dance like that. But she's just like an actress. She just knows how to behave. You know, I want to be a princess, so I'll act being a princess for a while. And she knows. She probably watched some people dancing like that in videos, whatever, and was just able to copy it because actresses are really good at that. And then she craves attention, but ultimately everything is about attention, and that was just another example of that.
Yeah,
but she was dancing quite well.
I mean, Ben Habib, there's nothing regal about it, is there? Given this is a woman who retains the title, the Duchess of Sussex.
That was, I mean, apart from the fact that she was very flexible. And I was marveling at it. I was thinking, my goodness, how can she? I can't do that and I'm not pregnant. But the thing that strikes me is her lack of understanding and recognition of the role that she had or has in the royal family. And, you know, both of them have been on the record repeatedly saying they don't want to be living their lives through the lens of a camera and in a goldfish bowl and all of that. And then they take the camera into the most private of rooms where you're about to deliver your baby. Do you remember when Diana was delivering Harry or William? There was complete quiet. No one knew. Cameras couldn't get even anywhere near the hospital.
Sure, but we
let
didn't
alone
have
in the
mobile
room.
phones then.
What?
We didn't have mobile phones then.
But it was so private, and there's a dignity with privacy.
Yes.
And I certainly wouldn't, if I were pregnant, dance like, well, I can't. But I wouldn't bring cameras into my privacy.
I hear what you're saying, but once you realise she's an actress and all she wants is attention, and she wants the attention when it's on her terms, that's
total
just how she
juxtaposition in her positions. Because, Ben, remember, Meghan Markle refused to leave the Lindo wing. She didn't go and give birth at the Lindo wing, which is what most royals do. Because remember, you get that moment on the doorsteps when we see the heir to the throne for the first time. Remember, Charles and Diana left the Lindo wing, and then William and Catherine quite famously left the Lindo wing. Yeah. Yes. And she refused to do that because she said that would be an invasion of her privacy. But then she goes and releases that video.
Well, then, I agree. I'm not a Meghan Markle fan, and I don't defend her. And there's all sorts of inconsistencies and hypocrisies. But you know, she's an actress. She's not the brightest cookie in the basket. There's no way Kate would do anything like that. But
no,
she's
thank
a
God.
princess.
Thank God. Dan Wootton Outspoken is available as a podcast too. So to listen or watch us on the go, wherever you are, then please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And as a personal favour to me, please rate and review, as it really helps our independent show. Speaking of not very regal at all, but this moment actually, I think, signifies something potentially much more disturbing about the downfall of Prince Harry. Because it was the truly bizarre moment when a doorbell camera caught the, prince who remains in the line of succession on his own, knocking on a stranger's door with no security by himself in London. Apparently, we were told, looking for a friend. Now, the photo sparked speculation that the Duke may have been doing something more nefarious, but of course we don't know. What we certainly do know is that he doesn't seem to be a particularly happy man. This is what Alex Phillips had to say about it on Outspoken earlier this year.
Detail, at least 24 hours notice, saying this is the address, go and do a reconnaissance beforehand. Peter Blex is absolutely right on this. I know people with security details who have to follow this protocol every single day of the week. And so it does smack in the face of, I need security and I'm really scared, but only when I want it.
Yeah, I mean, I found the whole thing completely bizarre. And look, he does look wired. He looks wired. And it's very odd what's going on with Prince Harry. I don't think we can deny the fact that we are seeing some type of very public meltdown.
Welcome to Royal Slash, the channel that cuts through royal spin, media myths, and manufactured narratives. If you're tired of being told what to think instead of being shown what happened, you're in the right place. Tonight, medical experts are questioning a viral Meghan Markle video. Critics are accusing her of craving attention. Prince Harry's latest photo is raising eyebrows, and yet another media meltdown proves once again, some institutions never learn. This is the countdown of the 50 worst moments of 2025. Let's get into it.
Now, Dominic Frisby, this picture genuinely did cause concern though, right? Because what on earth is this dude who claims that he is so unsafe in London? Do you know he's having these huge arguments with his dad? And even today continues to campaign Shabada Mahmood, the new Home Secretary, to be given security because he claims he is so unsafe in Sadiq Khan's London. Well, in some ways, I agree with that. We're all unsafe. It's not because you're a prince, right? We're all totally unsafe. I've been mugged twice. But he's wandering the streets, looking for a random house of some friends who've apparently moved out. This was weird. You've got to admit.
Well, yeah, I have to confess, this is the first time I've actually heard the story. I don't follow the news that closely, and I didn't know, I wasn't aware of it at the time. Yeah, it does look like he was a little bit off his face. And I know in my younger years, if I'd had a heavy night and found myself wandering around, I've often sort of walked up to strangers and asked for help, maybe once, I don't know, but and knocked on doors, and yeah, it does look like a bloke is slightly off his tits wandering around. But again, I sort of defend the inconsistency of that couple because I just don't think they're the brightest sparks.
But Ben Habib, obviously there is a serious point to Harry and security, right? Because the only reason that King Charles agreed to meet with him this year, and remember, William had warned his father and said that this was a mistake. But Charles agreed because you'll remember Harry this year lost his case against the Home Office in terms of us, the British taxpayer, funding his security, which is what he wants, with no questions asked anytime he arrives here, even though he is no longer a working royal. Well, Yvette Cooper obviously gets moved out of the Home Secretary brief and becomes Foreign Secretary literally a couple of weeks after Harry's meeting with King Charles. Harry starts a new lobbying campaign to the new Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, who he assumes is going to, for some reason, be more open to providing him state-funded security. And all of a sudden, Harry has damaged his father again because Charles is so acutely aware that he cannot be in contact with his son if his son is going to continue a legal claim against his own government, right? It's messy.
It's bizarre. I mean, what he should do is get in a dinghy, come across the channel, and
Then he'll be fine.
Then he'll be looked after like a royal.
So true. So true.
No, it is bizarre. I mean, you know, he needs a lot of growing up. It's not just about being thick, is it? Though,
no,
Dominic?
It's being naive, and he's never had to do anything himself.
Well,
but
yeah.
they can pay for their own security.
Dominic,
It is that. It is.
And remember, he was warned of this. I mean, everyone at the time said there are going to be certain repercussions if you leave the British royal family, including, by the way, Charles and William and the late Queen Elizabeth II, who said, look, we're only going to be able to provide you security for a year because Charles personally funded it for that year-long transition period. And Harry knew that.
He's just a bit simple, and he's been brainwashed by his wife, is my theory.
That's it. He's been brainwashed by his wife. I think he's a soul that's bereft.
Yeah.
And he's lost his anchor, which was his family and the royal, the royal connection that he had. And he's got this woman who's a complete performance artist, wanting every shilling that she can get out of her fame. And he's backing his wife. And actually, it's a very sad thing to see unfold.
Yeah, it's like he's married a wrong un.
He has.
Yeah. I do a song, they had wealth and fame or a manner of success. What more could they have wished for? They were prince and princess. All they had to do was smile and toe the line. Instead, Meghan and Harry just whinged and whined.
Oh my God, brilliant.
So the Queen kicked them out of the royal family.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, that sums it up. Brilliant Dominic Frisby number. At number 5 in our countdown, we are nearly there. The worst moments of 2025. And this was the disgraceful and dishonest panorama edit of President Trump's speech that manipulated viewers into thinking he incited storming the Capitol on January the 6th. Of course, this only was revealed this year.
Now, let's start with the video everyone is talking about. A resurfaced clip showing Meghan dancing while visibly pregnant has gone viral again. And this time, medical professionals online are pushing back hard. Several experts have publicly stated that the movement shown in the video would be highly unusual, and according to some, medically implausible, for someone at that stage of pregnancy. To be clear, these are opinions and professional reactions, not legal conclusions. But the word being used again and again? Impossible. Critics argue the video looks more like performance than reality, while supporters insist it's being unfairly scrutinized. Either way, the backlash isn't coming from gossip blogs. It's coming from doctors, midwives, and specialists commenting in public forums. And once again, instead of clarity, we get silence.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol And I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
And Ben Habib, I mean, the BBC remains in crisis. The mainstream media might not want to talk about this, but they have no director general. They have no head of news as a result of this. Donald Trump remains committed to suing them. And there's a huge arrogance from the chairman of the BBC who doesn't seem to think that they've done anything wrong.
I mean, they apologise and they say, well, sue us if you want to. We couldn't care less. And for me, this is the first smoking gun that we've got on the BBC. Yes. We've all known that they were anti-Brexit. They've been anti anything that's pro-nation, pro-British, half-sensible approach to our energy policy. They're completely climate nutcase gone mad. All of that. We've known all of that. But this was a smoking gun from someone within the organisation who is responsible for their internal accountability. Michael Prescott, I think his name was. And
yes.
He came out and he published this report. And when you see...
Well, it was leaked.
It was leaked
to the Daily Telegraph.
Sorry, yeah.
So they never formally ever wanted us to know this, Ben.
He wrote to the board.
They could just discuss it behind
He wrote to the board, didn't he? Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He wrote to the board. Sorry, forgive me. And it's come out in public. And thank goodness it's come out in public, because when you take that speech that President or Trump made just after he'd lost that last election, and you edit it the way that they've edited it, it is designed to cancel President Trump. It's designed entirely to discredit him. Mm-hmm. And what it has done...
Before the election as well? So you could argue it's electoral interference?
Electoral interference. And what they've done is absolutely reveal where they stand on the political spectrum. And that was Panorama, their showcase revelationary program.
Yeah.
And they need to be defunded, I'm afraid.
Well, they do. I mean, it's astonishing, of course, because Panorama is also the TV program that Prince William claims led to the death of his mother because of the completely dishonestly procured interview by Martin Bashir. Yet, because it's the BBC, these failures are just allowed to continue.
I know. It's really bad what they did. I can't emphasize how bad it is. And, the Trump inciting the violence on January the 6th became a huge part of the left-wing narrative. And we now know it was based on a fraud. And since the revelations, defenders of the BBC, I watched Alistair Campbell give a speech and he said, they made a mistake. No, that was not a mistake. That was fraud.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just one producer. That was a team.
Way. No way.
That was a team of people did that. And Panorama is, documentaries like that are supposed to cleave for the truth. They're not supposed to be propaganda. And they are trusted. And, the left complain all the time about fake news on the right. They complain about it non-stop. And we have to, this whole thing, we have to trust the experts because of all the fake news on the media. Well, there is the expert, guilty of a major fraud. And I think it's really serious and really grave. And like you, I think the BBC should be voluntary. It should go to subscription only. And those that want it can have it. But it should not be forced down everyone's throats. Excuse me. I'm choking on my own words. I really am.
Ben Habib, you come in.
And yeah, it shouldn't be forced down everyone's throats. And people need to realise it is lies, and leftist propaganda.